Hello and welcome back. Hope you're good, doing well. So this is going to be the CADCHF update. All right, so we were expecting it to draw from that previous top, okay, and continue to keep dragging lower. Okay, so let's straight away get back to the previous video analysis, and then we're gonna talk about the update. All right, let me make it a bit faster so that we can end it quickly.
This chart is much safer, we can say that, to short, right? Or we can say that less risky as we compare to the others, okay? Because you're going to see less volatility on this chart, and obviously the drawback of this chart is that it's going to move slower. And the big reason is that the chart is in a strong bearish trend since 2007, we can say that, okay? So CAD is struggling against the chief since 2007. Again, we are within a big bearish trend, okay? So we need a very, very strong reason this trend to change for longer term for upside, okay? So right now we are not anticipating that kind of change on the CADCHF, okay? So that's the reason this chart is less risky, okay? And highly likely you're gonna see that longer term trend change, okay? So you're gonna see price gonna go with the previous longer term trend which we are having since 2007. All right, so let's get back to the setup. All right, the setup is that as explained in the previous chart, right? In this previous setup, if price is not going to drop aggressively and going to keep pushing slowly all the way back to that top, you are simply looking for this to drop all the way back to that low from that top, okay? So it may take some time to drop, all right, because this pair, as said, moves slower, all right? And you are simply looking for price to go down sharply, okay? So it slightly can, as said, push more higher, okay, up to 74.80 or can visit these previous tops, okay? So 75.20. So when you get into the trade, make sure you keep that room into your mind that the price still got the room to push more higher before we're gonna see drop on longer term on this chart for the more downside. Okay, so watch your price action, your lower time frame. Trend is still intact, all right? We can see over there still pushing more higher slowly, all right? You are simply looking for this to fall aggressively, as said in the previous video, okay, correct, and continue to keep dragging lower, okay? Or similar formation which I have explained already on the CAD setup, okay? A 4-hour time frame pullback, okay, keep pushing more higher slowly, struggle to break the previous top, okay? Give you a divergence, okay? Watch every highs on it, okay? And then look for this to drop aggressively and keep dropping lower all the way back to that previous weekly low. All right, so this is the update on the CADCHF. Yeah, so we got a slight push up on the CADCHF. Yeah, and if you are watching this chart for the downside, then you may get worried about that. Why price is still pushing higher? Yeah, so the longer term picture which I've just shown you is not going to change anytime soon. All right, and you are going with the bigger trend, and the trend since 2007 is the bearish on the CADCHF. All right, so hopefully you understand that. So thank you and bye.
All right, so that was the previous video analysis. Now let's look at the updates, some updates. Okay, we're expecting that to drop from that previous top. All right, so price was showing some price action on that daily time frame. All right, and on a 1-hour time frame, it started to struggle to push more higher. All right, and struggling, yeah, on this daily time frame we can see there. And then broken out this pattern formation, which I have even shown you that it may appear over there before its appearance in the previous video analysis. All right, it appeared, broken down, then we were expecting that expanding triangle formation to break down. It went lower, okay, and then held that previous floor. We're expecting, so this is, I'm showing you updates on the lower time frame. The video which you have just seen is almost a month older, all right? And in that video I said that the drop may be slower on the CADCHF, okay? And although we were expecting sharp sell-off, okay, but the nature of this pair is that the drop, we only see sharp sell-off on this pair then when there is uncertainty, okay? When there is a certainty, we see a slow drop on the CADCHF, okay? So drop was happening, all right, and then we were expecting it to break that trend line and continue its bearish wave all the way back to that low. Now let's get back to the daily time frame now, okay? So the move which I'm anticipating to go all the way back to that low, all right, and drop also slower, okay, not so sharp, not so aggressive. So the move is already on its way, all right, very slow move, okay, happening over there. This is yeah, if we are going to see very sharp sell-off on the CADCHF from the current price and more downside, okay, it's going to be great. Yeah, even though I'm not anticipating that sharp sell-off from the current price from the CADCHF, okay? So if you caught the move from the top, okay, great. then you are looking this to keep dragging more lower. Any correction you see over there on these lower time frame, you are expecting that to be sharp like that, okay, and then continue to keep dragging lower all the way back to that low. Okay, if you are not in, then you may look, you may trade on it for short term back to these previous lows for lower time frame, and can expect this to break down this previous low and continue to keep dragging lower. Okay, I'll show you that on a lower time frame. So if you miss the bigger move and you still wanna chase the bigger move, okay, then you will have to wait the price to get back to the previous top again, all right, rather than chasing the small trade. I mean, you want to chase the bigger move, the bigger daily move, which is happening right now on it. Yeah, you shouldn't chase that from the current price, okay, because the move already, happening, and price has moved from that 74, 80 or 75 areas and dragging lower, okay. So you only can trade on lower time frame for more downside, and if you want to trade for longer term, then you will have to wait for the price to get back to the previous top, and then you can trade on it for more downside. All right, so on lower time frame, if you caught that, great, and you are looking any correction which is just appearing over there on this lower time frame, all right, these corrections to break down and continue to keep dragging lower. Okay, if I make it more simple and easy analysis for you, all right, then keep close eyes on these moving averages. Okay, whenever price come close, come back within these moving averages, you are looking for short-term move to the downside and price to test that previous low or breakdown and continue to keep dragging lower. Okay, any breakup above these moving averages will push the price back to that top, which I'm not anticipating right now. In case if that happens, it will give you another chance to look for it to draw from the previous top from that daily top. Okay, the reason I have already told you in the previous video analysis that the longer term trend on this chart is the bearish and easiest pair to look for trade for the downside with the previous trend. Okay, as I said in the previous video analysis that this chart may move slower, all right, but the risk is very much limited on this chart for more upside. Okay, highly likely you're going to see that this pair are going to stay sideways and going to keep dragging lower rather than going higher. All right, you need a very strong fundamental reason for this chart to rise. All right, so Swiss is a safe haven, all right, and Swiss National Bank is already fighting with this chief strength, all right, and still chief is playing as a very strong safe haven and keep gaining. All right, so there are a lot of other reasons behind that strength as well, not just this one. All right, so that is not going to let this trend to change for upside. Okay, so any pullback back to the previous top going to give you an easy trade for more downside. Okay, hope that makes sense. And what's now you are looking this to continue to keep dragging lower, and this daily correction to break down and continue to keep dragging lower. So almost 50% trade is gone. All right, since last month almost 50% trade is gone, and still 50% potential left over there. If you want to chase that as shown on the lower time frame, you can chase that. All right, if you don't want to chase, you miss the move, you can wait for that to give you another opportunity to get into this chart again from the top. Hope that makes sense. We'll see you back again in another setup. Until then, bye.